Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Diesel 1. This is a custom knife by Enrique Peña, and this one is on loan from Charles Weaver 33, so thanks so much Charles for letting me borrow and use this one for the video. So we'll go into the normal format, specs, overall impressions, details. I'll talk a little bit about Enrique, who I had the opportunity to speak with before the video, and then kind of what he has upcoming and so on and so forth. So let's jump into it. Now spec-wise, this is actually quite a bit larger than I was anticipating based on the pictures, but we're looking at a 7.3 ounce knife. So it is it's a big boy here. The blade length is about 3 3/4. The handle length is just about 5 inches there, and then the width in the closed position is about 1.7 inches here, and then the thickness in the pocket is about 0.62 inches at the widest portion. So fairly large, fairly sizable, robust knife. And if you guys are not familiar with Enrique, he is kind of somewhat new on the tactical knife scene. This model was essentially designed and produced just within the last year here, or just about a year ago. So if you haven't seen him, I'll put all his contact information below so you can start to follow him or check him out on the various social media platforms. But you know, as far as my overall impressions go, I had been interested in checking out his work for some time. I started following him a number of months back on Instagram, and his offerings looked really good. His asking prices were fairly high, and so I was a bit skeptical, but after getting this one in hand, it's fairly clear that he knows what he's doing, and he knows how to produce an excellent knife. And I think anyone else that has one would certainly say the same. But you know, I was taken aback by the quality of his work, by the fit, the finish, the flipping action. Everything's top notch. In hand, it actually reminds me quite a bit of a Dustin Turpin Strife, as far as kind of the feel and the thickness and the weight and so forth. But again, he's been making tactile knives, at least in the flipper configuration, for the last year, but he has been a knife maker for over 12 years now, so certainly bringing all of that expertise into his first flipper, and the quality certainly shows. But we'll get into that in a little bit. But anyways, that's it for my overall impressions. Excellent knife. Enrique seems like a really nice guy, very polite, somewhat reserved. He's not going to talk your ear off for 2 hours like some makers. Not that that's a bad thing, it's just that's the way it is. So let's get into the details on the knife. So we're looking at, again, a 3 3/4 inch blade, thereabout, pretty much from here all the way to the tip. Might be a little more if you go back to the bolster, beyond the bolster, so forth. But CPM 154 blade steel. Obviously this one has been given an acid stonewash, and then the flats are hand rubbed satin. So beautiful presentation, both sides. The grinds are very clean, quite a symmetrical knife as far as the blade grinds go, and a very attractive overall package. Perhaps the slightest amount of recurve with the drop point, but really nice acid stonewash there, really dark, really gives the knife some great contrast. So do have some jimping up top, which is very functional. Really like the jimping that he has here, really snags the thumb well, and just it's not going to move on you. So it does have some jimping on the flipper tab, which is kind of low traction, but I haven't slipped on it yet. So very well executed. Now the way that the flipper is designed, it lends itself to kind of a hybrid push down / light switch method when you kind of pull this back or push down on it, but it gives you a very solid deployment each and every time. Now this is running on Alpha Knife Supply stainless steel bearings. It does have an Alpha Knife Supply stainless steel detent as well. Really nice, cool pivot here. And then these are titanium bolsters. I'll just give you a quick look at the knife in its entirety here. Really nice backspacer, 3D titanium pocket clip. Just really nice all the way around. But anyways, So this is a glass media blasted bolster, and so it gives it a nice uniform finish, but this thing is not shown anywhere. I'm sure that Charles has been carrying this, and then I carried it for a week, and it's not showing anywhere on the pocket clip nor on the bolster. So quite a nice media blast or sandblast type finish. Some of the other ones, they do achieve a very uniform look, some of the lower media, but they do scratch quite readily. So anyways, I like the finish that he's utilized here. So all right. So again, as I mentioned, this is a titanium liner lock. He did do, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in here, but there's some cutouts on the liner lock bar to probably help it bend over and give it spring retention. Really early lockup, probably 10% there, but this thing is absolutely rock solid. Very, very stout. So nice and smooth on those bearings. Flips, locks up, disengages perfectly, no lock stick at all. So, all right, now here is the integration of the carbon fiber to the bolsters. Nice clean work all the way around. Just exceptionally done. So again, as I mentioned, he's been making knives for about 13 years. He did traditionals, and then he did kind of hybrid traditionals. So it'll be a slip joint with like titanium handles and better quality steel and so forth. And then now he's doing the full tactical type of knives. But anyways, the carbon fiber, very high quality, very few voids that I can see. Some nice millwork into the handles, which gives it a little bit of traction. The handles are slightly contoured, so it's fairly comfortable in the hand. Ergonomics, again, excellent jimping up here on top. And then you have this finger choil here that's been milled in, plus the flipper tab creates, and so the hand locks in really, really well. So very solid for whatever application you're going to use it for. All right, and then back spacer, partially enclosed titanium. Really cool pattern here. The integration is very, very nice. So yeah, you can't feel any difference in the materials at all. And then you do have a post for a lanyard should you want one. Now the titanium clip, 2-screw contact point. Retention could be a little bit better, but that doesn't cause any problems with when you carry the knife at all. I don't know if it came that way or if it's been bent through carry or use, but anyhow, it's a nice kind of longer pocket clip, and so this thing goes fairly deep in the pocket, and you feel like you have a lot of contact. Really easy to pull in and out of the pocket as well. So yeah, so smooth. All right. So let's talk about Enrique a little bit. Lives in Laredo, Texas. Again, 2003, he went full-time knife making, or at least delved back into it. Been making tacticals of this variation for about a year. He does have another model in the works, which should be a frame lock. He did post some pictures up on Instagram about 3 weeks ago if you want to take a look at that one. Just to get an idea, there's still more work that needs to be done. Everything on his knives, he does start out by water jetting some of the parts, and then from there he goes into the handwork, so great time-saving aspect. Let's talk about how to get a hold of his knives. So like many other makers, he is going to the makes what he wants, lists it for sale, if you want it, you buy it type of approach, much like Michael Gavick and others. So his website, I'll put a link to that down below. You can go there and you can check to see what he has for sale. Like right now he has some lanyard beads and so forth, and he is developing the mass email application on the website so that he can send out notifications when things are available, such as a new knife, and then you can go there and purchase it if you want. First come, first serve type basis. So again, something we've seen before. Proser, he creates what he wants. Lets him do kind of more of the one-off approach, and he doesn't get locked into the books and have people waiting for a long time. So again, we've seen that approach from quite a few different people. It seems to work well. But he will be at the upcoming Blade show if you do want to get in touch with him. He will not have a table, but he will be walking around, and he will have a couple knives for sale, probably in the pit or something in the evenings, not at the show itself. So let's do a quick size comparison. So got a ZT-801 style knife here. As you can see, some size differences there between the two. Differences in thickness, of course. But let's see, what's another knife? ZT-0452 or 0454 variant. That one's going to be a bit longer, but again, thickness, weight, so on and so forth. So, alright guys, I guess that's pretty much it. Again, it's a really, really well-made knife. Any skepticism that I may have had about, the kind of the prices he charged, or, him being a relatively new maker as far as tactical knives go, all out the window. Everything here shows his 12 years of experience as a knife maker. And there are no flaws that I can find on the knife. Now, you may not like how big it is or how heavy it is, but if you were to handle this, you would not find any flaws in terms of fit, finish, function, any of those things. It's just really, really well made. So, yeah, just a big, brute, hardcore tactical folder. So again, the new model, the frame lock, should be a bit more streamlined, a bit smaller, kind of more along the lines of a Sabenza size, I suppose. So anyways, any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to click like and subscribe, and you can follow me on Instagram under Epic Snuggle Bunny. Thanks for watching. Take care.